How's it going, you sexy beasts? If you may or may not be aware, there was a massive patch dropped on the public test server, which includes the majority of the new Amerish revamp we are all eagerly awaiting. It's a solid 2.5 gigabytes of very pretty and very awesome new Amerish. To showcase just a little bit of the badassery that's included in the polished work of the least played continent, I flew around and found a total of 5 bases that I wanted to show off to you guys. If you are wanting discussion of gameplay balancing and potential ideas, then this is not the video for you. I was more so looking for unique bases, ones that really stood out from the rest of the copy-paste bases we've been fighting for dominance for the past year. Think of this as a token of appreciation to the work the developers have done in order to bring this level of beauty into the game. With having said that, let's go ahead and jump into the number one base we've all been hearing about. The Ascent. More specifically, the Uraxium Caverns of the Ascent. This base has been redesigned to become the crown of crowns for Amerish, which utterly wipes the floor with both Indar's crown and Esamir's Octo crown. Our area of intrigue, though, is where the Alpha capture point is held. It's located within Caverns Deep, which is crawling with rich deposits of glowing Uraxium crystals. There's running water, an excessive amount of rock formations, and plenty of human-laid pipelines to really drive home the feel of a mine. The lighting is superb and accentuates the very ominous Uraxium crystals that hang from the ceiling. Next on the list is the East Shore Training Camp. This base's design isn't too far-fetched or beyond imagination, and that's exactly why I like it. Its westernmost flank is walled up with 2 guard towers overlooking the road. The entrance is a small gate, tactically built to hold out any vehicles storming in from the front. It features a firing range with a few targets from the virtual reality testing area and some nanite systems boxes used as a firing platform. There's a few buildings littered about to help hammer in that training camp feel, and the river running through the back acreage just ties it all together. Foliage, logs, and random boxes help throw a wrench into the gears of potential infantry play. As we move further south, we come across the Subterranean Nanite Analysis Labs, which is a very deceiving facility. On the outside, we're greeted with a weeping willow, all twisted and contorted, while being surrounded by heavy metal housing and walls. As you get closer though, the willow is simply a disguise, shrouding the underground base that houses a vehicle shield generator, a nanite super colliding superconductor, and plenty of gravity lifts. At the basement level of the facility is where we find the true fascination of this base, the capture point. It's guarded by a multitude of transparent, bulletproof glass to make sure you always have an eye on your enemy, and they an eye on you. If you're wondering how exactly the inhabitants of Amerish were able to dig down into the lower reaches of Araxis, then the Auger is your answer. An answer to all those massive power cables that are strewn across Araxis. The Auger is simply a massive laser drill. Its facility is built around the central mining site, where plenty of armored bulkheads have been placed to shield engineers from the possible damage or death that the laser produces. Its layout is very rudimentary, where the spawn rooms are on the opposite side of the capture point, but it feels to have a very smooth flow to it all. Though the centerpiece of this base is surely the Auger itself, it does seem to be lacking in any more potential verticality. Last on the list is the Batman Cave, Qua-T Southern Pass. Though it may not appear to be much on the outside, that's where its true beauty lies. This is a base built entirely underground, or more specifically, inside of a mountain. There are 2 outer passageways that enter the base, as well as 1 vehicle bay that can lead up to the capture point. Once within the inner hallways, though, all sense of direction is pretty much lost. It seems as if it were designed purely as a maze to lead either attacker or defender astray from the battle, or potentially toward it. Maxes and mana turrets will reign supreme, where battle tanks and ESFs will be of little to no use. The possibilities of firefights within the small confinement of the halls just makes for a thrilling firefight or a potentially endless campfest. And there you have it, you sexy beasts. The new Amerish, available now for your viewing pleasure on the public test server. If you're curious as to how you can hop onto the public test server, I'll be posting a link to my video showing how exactly to do so in the description below. So what are exactly your thoughts on the new Amerish? What is your new favorite base? Were you hoping for possibly more ponies? Let me know in the comment section below. As for myself, I'm actually quite impressed. The Esamir revamp was essentially, let's copy-paste all these armor plates to the outside of bases to stop vehicles from farming infantry so effectively. They essentially came out bland and boring, whereas these new bases feel much more unique and with their own personality to boot. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a big Amerish thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like these, then go ahead and subscribe. It's 100% absolutely free.